What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one. And this one is Dexter New Blood, Episode 9, Family Business. We can say rest in peace to Molly, and we're going to go over everything that happened in this latest video. Let's do this. What up to all my thugs, nerds, freaks, and geeks? You're now rocking with the best of Don Tony Teflon. If you can, please subscribe and click that bell so you can be notified every time I drop a new Dexter video. As always, 500 is the like goal. If we hit that, a subscriber who leaves a comment on this video will have the chance to pick whether they want a Dexter card game or a Dexter t-shirt. You let me know. The choice is yours. It's just me trying to give back to you for all that you have done for me. Also, if I hit 60,000 subscribers, I will give away one Oculus Quest to someone who leaves a comment on the final Dexter video of the season. Listen, we can do it. My videos are getting enough views. It says that 97% of the people who are watching these videos are not subscribed. So come on, people, subscribe to this channel. I would really love to give you that Oculus Quest. Let's get right into it. So this episode starts off with Dexter explaining to Harrison about his past, about his dark passenger. Tells him the name of it and how he keeps him under control. And that is, as we know, going around and killing other bad people who get away with their crimes. So he tells a story about how he took out Mr. Wiggles. Mr. Wiggles was this clown that we've seen, and obviously from what we predicted, he was taking out little kids in Miami who would go and visit his show, and after he would kill them, he would put them in clown makeup and then take pictures of them with his Polaroid camera and keep them for souvenirs. And that's what this episode truly was about in the end: souvenirs. What souvenirs these killers like to keep for themselves. Now, inside of him, Deb is telling him, don't tell him everything, don't say everything, and he doesn't. He holds back. He doesn't go all the way and say he actually killed Mr. Wiggles. He doesn't say that. He just says that he went in to intimidate him. And Harrison's like, oh, you're kind of like Batman, you're doing the right thing. But Harrison's smarter than that. He does pick up on that he was lying. Or maybe a better word than lying would be that he's not really telling the whole entire story. But when he's saying this to Harrison, it seems that Harrison is very responsive, accepting of everything that he's been doing. And Dexter is feeling like, hey, this is finally, I can come clean. And Harrison's like, wow, I have these feelings and I was always afraid to say something about them because if I did, then Dexter's like, yeah, they would lock you up. They would do this thing. And Harrison seems to be going along with them. Later on is when they go to his Bishop's house and they give away the Christmas gifts. And listen, Bishop, she's a cop, but she is not good at keeping a poker face. She is, you know, Dexter should be, if he was wiser with women, he'd be picking up like, yo, something's wrong with this girl. Obviously, something's going on here. She does not want me around. It's pretty obvious. And the reason is because before she got there, we see her doing more investigation into the Bay Harbor Butcher and putting it together that Dexter could be the Bay Harbor Butcher. Then all of a sudden we get Kurt. He shows up. He doesn't realize Dexter's there. Now, was he up to no good? Who knows? He sees him there and he gives him a Christmas card to Angela, and he says, oh, if I knew you guys would be here, I would have got you something. And he takes off. Immediately after that, Dexter and Harrison take off. And this is when we see a little bit later them use the drone. The drone comes into play because Dexter's like, how did this guy disappear? I told you he's not Batman, that he shouldn't have just disappeared. I told you that. And he didn't. And exactly, they find a bunker underneath, but they can't go into it at that particular time because it's daylight out. So they wait till the nighttime to go. But when they go off to do that, here we go. We get Kurt going to Dexter's house, and he just like completely puts the whole house in gasoline, basically, I think, and just sets it on fire. His plan is to get them to come out of the burning house, and he was going to shoot them on their way out, but they ain't in there. Dexter and Harrison find the bunker. They go down into the bunker, and this is where Kurt has all of his trophies. As we've said on Teflon TV, or mainly me, that's me. If you're a fan of the channel, you know I said it before. And I'll say it again, that this is where he was going to keep all of his bodies. They were going to be in this underground bunker. And we were going to see Molly in here. That would be the one that we resonate with because we didn't know any of the other girls. And lo and behold, that's exactly what we got this episode. Poor Molly taken out by Kurt off camera. We see beautiful Molly inside of this case. And I gotta admit, that really made me sad to see that 100%, that's the way she went out. And I knew that she would be killed by a serial killer. I knew that was going to be her fate. That's just the way they were going to play it, and that's exactly what happened here. So this gets Harrison to say, listen, this guy deserves to die. I know that you said you just confronted Mr. Wiggles, but this dude deserves to die because of this. And Dexter's like, listen, 100%. He comes clean. He says he did kill Mr. Wiggles. He also tells him that he killed the Trinity Killer for killing his mother. And this is the end of Dexter. I'm telling you right now, by him saying this stuff, I think this is how Dexter gets taken out in the end. And I'll tell you exactly how that's going to happen before this video is up. I promise you that. All right, so this leads to the investigation that Bishop is still doing on the Bay Harbor Butcher. She goes to the animal doctor and she says, hey, did anybody take any ketamine out? At first, she says a couple of names and it's not Dexter's, and she's a little happy about it. She's like, oh, this is good, this is good. But then she says, oh, yep, your man Jim, he came in here and got some. And that put him right back on her radar because she knows what it is in her head. In the back of her head, she knows, but I don't think she truly wants to believe it. After that, we also see her going looking for Molly, and she goes inside the hotel. The hotel person's like, she checked out, left a note, did all this stuff, and she's like, well, she goes and looks in the safe and she finds Molly's podcast recorder locked inside the safe, and she knows that there's no way that she would have left that there. So that is a big red flag. So obviously we've seen clips from the trailer last week. They were also things there from next week's episode, and that's going to be her going inside the bunker and discovering all these bodies and discovering Molly in the bunker. That leads us to the point where Harrison and Dexter, they make up the plan to bag up Kurt. Harrison comes out there, he says something to Kurt. Kurt sees him. Before Kurt can grab his gun, he does grab his gun, but before he can pull it, Dexter sneaks up behind him. He shoots him in the neck with the ketamine, and he's knocked out. And then he brings him down to his bunker. Harrison says, why are you putting up the plastic? He's explaining to him exactly why he does it, explain to him the full code, got the proof, they had all that. Now they got him laid up, put the plastic down and everything. And while they're doing this, he tells them, listen, this is going to be hard for you the first time. You may not want to see this. You know, you could go upstairs. Harrison's like, no, I have to see it. He sees Dexter kill Kurt after Kurt put out a couple of things saying, hey, he killed my son. That's why I was going to kill you, you know. Eye for an eye. You know, he puts that out there, and Dexter tries to shut him up and everything. And then Dexter winds up killing him in front of Harrison. Now, they show stuff that they normally do not show in Dexter Kills, and that is the dismembering of the body. They don't show it as graphically as they showed it this time. Usually, you don't get that graphic when it comes to him dismembering the bodies. They just, you know he's done it and you see him all lugged out in the pieces, but they put the sound effects in there. They showed the blood shooting out of Kurt's arm when he did that. They showed everything, and they did that for a reason, to show that it's not glamorous what he's doing, you know, him dismembering all these bodies. This is the dirty work right here. And Harrison, when he's going and he sees the blood trickling on the floor towards him from Kurt's body, he starts getting flashbacks of his mom inside the tub and his blood soaking over everything. Now, it's still suspect for me. I know that playing it that he remembers this. I mean, obviously he was a baby. To me, it's kind of hard that he remembers all this stuff, but if that's the way they're gonna play it, then I guess we have to accept it. And this makes Harrison go outside and say, I can't take this. Dexter then has him go and help collect the body parts. They take the body parts out, and then they throw the body parts into the incinerator. We've seen that picture of them doing that, and this takes all night for them to do. So by the time they ride back home, their house is burnt down. The cops are there. Everyone's there. Harrison's girlfriend runs over to him. I thought you were dead. Bishop's like, where were you? Dexter's excuse is weak as hell. I don't think she's buying that 1 second. But then, you know, the girl says, can they come and stay with us? Dexter's like, no. She's like, come on, they gotta come stay with us. But you can see the chief, she don't want him around because she knows the truth about Dexter right now. But when they do get back to that place, she opens up the card that was given to her, and it says Jim killed Matt, and it has the screws inside. Now, that's not enough proof that he killed him just because the screws are in there. It's not enough proof, but with everything else buzzing around in her head right now, this will spell the end of Dexter 100%. First off, Harrison's going to realize that Trinity killed his mother because of Dexter, that she would still be alive to this day if Dexter wasn't Dexter. That's what's going to make Harrison flip and turn on him in the end. There's no doubt about that. You could take that to the bank. I did a whole video of Harrison final twist. I said it in that video all that time ago, and I still 100% believe that's what's going on, that he's going to flip on him now that he realizes who he is, and now that he knows that the Trinity killer only killed his mother because Dexter went after him. And that's what it's going to be when that comes down to. Bishop, again, she's not going to forgive Dexter for anything that he done. She's going to want to bring him to justice. So it's going to be, to me, the race of who's going to get to Dexter first. Is it going to be Bishop to arrest him, or is it going to be Harrison to kill him and become the new killer? As we've seen, the New Blood logo is just about full, and this whole episode is going to be based around all of that right now, because there's nothing else to do. There's no other serial killers out there that we've seen, so it's just going to be based on Angela basically hunting down Dexter. I could see in this last episode. Obviously, she's going to find the bodies and everything else, but that's where it seems it's going right. I will go into further details in the trailer breakdown, but you tell me in the comment section, what did you think about this episode? I thought it was solid. I thought it was really good. Again, it just goes by really fast when they're good episodes, and that's one thing I don't like, but that's something that happened here. Again, if we hit the mark, let's try to get there. We can do it. 60,000, you'll get that Oculus Quest if we hit that mark. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and of course, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.